Welcome back. I am Pratap here. Today is the 15th October 2025. In this video, I am going to generate different supply demand zone reports useful to the premium subscribers. Even before that, please note we are providing complete free training on supply demand zone price action. And all the training lessons are already available at our NeoStock YouTube channel. So to access all the training lessons at our channel homepage, click on the tab Posts. Then you get access to this post. This post is having two YouTube playlist links. First one is having all the training lessons, and second link playlist is having examples videos from lesson 1.1 to lesson 8.2. First let us click on the first playlist. Here you have all the training lessons up to lesson 30. You just scroll down to the bottom of the page. Here starting from lesson 1.1. all the training lessons are placed in an order. First you complete lesson 1.1 and then go to the examples playlist, complete lesson 1.1 in the examples, and then come back to this playlist and complete lesson 1.2 and follow the procedure same as what you followed until lesson 8.2. And also I provided all the training instructions at our Telegram channel. I am providing the link to our Telegram channel in this video description. So please join at our Telegram channel. And in the old messages or previous or even in the pinned messages, you can find the training instructions. If you can learn the course according to my training instructions, then it will be helpful to you to become a very good independent trader in the coming days. Please make use of this opportunity. Okay, now I am generating different supply demand zone reports. First I will generate finding the stocks near daily and 75 minutes demand and supply zones. From those reports, let us identify high priority, high liquidity demand and supply zones, and we can use those zones for the high liquidity zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3 video. That can be useful for intraday traders. Okay, for first daily time frame, stocks near to the daily demand zone, we got 8 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity demand zones from this list. We got only one stock, Zydus Life is having a daily high liquidity demand zone. So I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. I request you pause the video, study the report and proceed further. Those who don't understand the structure of these reports, I request you complete lesson 21.1 video. In that video I have explained each and every column, their values, abbreviations in detail. Okay, next for daily time frame, stocks near to the daily supply zone, we got 9 stocks. Let us identify daily high liquidity supply zones from this list. L&T is having a daily high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We got only one daily high liquidity supply zone from this list. Okay, next time frame is 75 minutes. Stocks near to the 75 minutes demand zone, we got 12 stocks. Let us identify 75 minutes high liquidity zones from this list. First one is AU Bank is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Next, Bharti Airtel is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. Third, PI Industries is not having a PI Industries is having a 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone, and also Tata Consumer is having 75 minutes high liquidity demand zone. So total we identified 4 75 minutes high liquidity demand zones from this list. Okay, next for 75 minutes time frame, stocks near to the 75 minutes supply zone, we got 9 stocks. Let us identify high liquidity 75-minute supply zones from this list. Reliance is having a 75-minute high liquidity supply zone. It is also having 75-minute high liquidity demand zone. So either side you may get trade opportunities, even though it is stocks near 75-minute supply zone. And the next one is RVNL is having a 75 minutes high liquidity supply zone. That's it. We got two 75 minutes high liquidity supply zones from this list. So we have identified daily and 75 minutes high priority high liquidity zones for the high liquidity zone strategy that you learned in lesson 21.3.11 video. Okay, next I will generate NIFTY and BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain reports. Starting with NIFTY, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. In any supply demand zone chain report, always look into the zone column to find the high liquidity zones. Look into the pierced column to find the pierced zones. Look into the LTF trend to find the trend of the current time frame you have selected. You already learned one time frame higher is ITF and one more time frame higher is HTF. And also don't forget to pause the video when you are moving from one report to another report, because I am giving you very few seconds time to watch the reports. So pause the video, study the report and then proceed to the next reports. Okay, next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating a daily supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for NIFTY. And the nearest demand zone for the current closing price, serial number 22. I will put it in the middle of the page. Okay, so this is a NIFTY supply demand zone chain report generation for different time frames. Next, I will generate BANKNIFTY supply demand zone chain report. I am going back, changing the name to NIFTY Bank. That is nothing but BANKNIFTY. So, generating monthly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating a weekly supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating daily supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 125 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 75 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 25 minutes supply demand zone chain for BANKNIFTY. Next, generating 15 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. Next, generating 5 minutes supply demand zone chain for Bank Nifty. So this is Bank Nifty supply demand zone chain report. We have completed both Nifty and Bank Nifty. Next, I am generating sideways bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly, weekly and daily income trades. So starting with monthly income trade, sideways long trade setup, entry time frame daily, entry zone demand zone. Here bullish or bearish or sideways trade setup. At entry time frame daily, I am selecting sideways long. Zone achievement is violated opposing zone. Minimum odd enhanced score should be 11 for sideways. And I am allowing pierced zones. In case of any pierced zones, you can apply pierced zone strategy that you land in lesson 28 for daily time frames. So I am generating the report. So we got 4 stocks. One stock is having pierced zone. So ignore it for sideways trade setup. Only this is useful for pierced zone strategy traders. But otherwise we got 3 stocks. The first one, second one and third one. And all the 3 zones are daily demand zones. Entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. And you should plan trades only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next, sideways short trade setup changes our daily supply zone and sideways short. Let's filter. No stocks are available. Next, bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zone is daily demand zone. Here bullish and minimum odd enhanced score should be 12 for bullish or bearish. Let's filter. First 19 stocks in the list supporting bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. And all the entry time frame zones are daily demand zones. These are the first 19 stocks. Scrolling the list down. So total 23 stocks are filtered. Out of these 23, we need to filter high probability trade setup daily demand zones, based on 2 different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that we learned in lesson 27. So first strategy is LTF ITF demand zone confluence and ITF EMA confluence. That is a daily and weekly demand zone confluence, LTF and ITF. And then ITF EMA confluence, that is a weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence, because weekly trend is up in bullish trade setup, that is ITF trend is always up. So we got 13 stocks. So these 13 daily demand zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. So you should not forget that point. Lesson 20 checklist items satisfied, then only you should plan the trades. Okay, next, second strategy is LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence and HTF EMA confluence. I am removing ITF EMA filter. Now adding 3 demand zone confluence filters. First one is daily and weekly, next daily and monthly, and weekly and monthly demand zone confluence. With all the 3 filters, we got 4 stocks. Again we need to filter, one more filter, monthly demand zone having monthly EMA confluence, and trend on the monthly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So one stock is filtered. So this one daily demand zone is having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise higher chances of zone violation. So this is bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. Next, bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame daily, entry zone, supply zone, bullish or bearish. At daily I am selecting bearish, zone achievement VOZ, minimum odd and hands score 12. And we got 4 stocks supporting bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Entry time frame zones are daily supply zones. Out of these 4 daily supply zones, we should filter high probability trade setup supported daily supply zones by using 2 different strategies that we discussed in the previous report. But this time supply zone confluence and supply zone in EMA confluence. So first filter is LTF and ITF, supply zone confluence. That is daily and weekly supply zone confluence. I enable the filter. And then EMA confluence, weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence, because weekly trend is downtrend in, that is ITF trend. No stocks are available. Okay, next, no high probability trade setup in this weekly supply zone with weekly EMA and daily and weekly supply zone confluence. So I am removing ITF filter, adding 3 filters, daily, weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. First one is daily, weekly, next daily, monthly, weekly and monthly supply zone confluence. Enable all the 3 filters. And EMA confluence, monthly supply zone having monthly EMA confluence, and monthly trend should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. No stocks. That means we don't have any high probability trade setup daily supply zones for monthly income trade. Okay, this is monthly income trade report. Next I will generate weekly income trade reports. First, weekly income trade sideways long trade setup, entry time frame 75 minutes, entry zone, demand zone, bullish or bearish or sideways at 75 minutes, selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated, opposing zone, minimum odd and hands score 11 for sideways, and third filter 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter, at 75 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced. That is whatever we select here. 75 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So we got 3 stocks supporting sideways long trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. You should plan trades in these zones only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next sideways short trade setup changes are 75 minute supply zone and sideways short. Let's filter. We got 2 stocks. Entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zone. You should plan trades in these zones only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next, bullish trade setup for weekly income trade changes are 75 minutes demand zone. Here bullish, minimum odd and hands score 12. Let's filter. We got 10 stocks. And the entry time frame zones are 75 minutes demand zones. So total 10 75 minutes demand zones are filtered. But out of these 10, there could be some high probability trade setup supported zone, 75 minutes demand zones might be available. We need to filter them based on 2 different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that we learned in lesson 27. Okay, first filter is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence, and then ITF EMA confluence. Let us apply that filter on the 10 stocks. That is 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence filter is enabled. And in the EMA confluence, daily demand zone having daily EMA confluence. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks. So these 4 75 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, second strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence and HTF EMA confluence. Removing ITF EMA filter. First, let me set all the three demand zone confluence, LTF, ITF, HTF. That is 75 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly demand zone confluence. By enabling all the three filters, and EMA confluence should be on HTF, that is weekly. Weekly demand zone having weekly EMA. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So we don't have any stocks as per this second strategy. Okay. Next report is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame 75 minutes. Entry zone supply zone, bullish bearish at 75 minutes. Selecting bearish. Zone achievement VOZ, minimum order enhances score 12, and 75 minutes supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 75 minutes time frame, minimum value 0, maximum value 0. So with these filters, we got 4 stocks. These 4 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Entry time frame zones are 75 minute supply zones. Out of these 4 75 minute supply zones, there could be some high probability trade setup. 75 minute supply zones might be available. We need to filter them based on 2 different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that will land in lesson 27. So the first one is LTF and ITF supply zone confluence, and then ITF EMA confluence. That is 75 minutes and daily supply zone confluence, and then EMA confluence on daily time frame with the daily supply zone having daily EMA confluence. 2 stocks are filtered. So these 2 75 minute supply zones might be having more high probability to get success, provide less than 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next, as per the second strategy, LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone confluence, and then HTF EMA confluence. Removing ITF EMA filter. First, supply zone confluence, 3 filters I am going to add. That is 75 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and weekly, daily and weekly supply zone confluence. And then HTF EMA confluence for HTF supply zone. That is weekly supply zone having weekly EMA. At the same time, trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It should be downtrend because it is bearish trade setup. No stocks are filtered as per the second strategy. So this is bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. Next, I will generate daily income trade reports. For daily income trade, sideways long trade setup, entry time frame 15 minutes, entry zone demand zone, bullish bearish sideways at 15 minutes time frame. I am selecting sideways long, zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd enhances score 11 for sideways, and this 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count parameter at 15 minutes time frame, I am setting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. That means pierced count is 0. Pierced count 0 means zone is not pierced, whichever the zone you select here. So that means here 15 minutes demand zone should not be pierced because our entry time frame zone is 15 minutes demand zone. So we got 4 stocks. So all these 4 15 minutes demand zones are supporting sideways long trade setup for daily income trade. You can plan trades in these 15 minutes demand zones only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Next, Sideways short trade setups, changes are 15-minute supply zone and sideways short. Let's filter. We got one stock. So this entry time frame is this 15-minute supply zone. You can plan trade in this 15-minute supply zone only if lesson 30.3 video checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next report is a bullish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame 15 minutes demand zone. Entry zone is bullish. The report is bullish and minimum odd and enhanced score should be 12. Let's filter. 9 stocks are supporting bullish trade setup for daily income trade and entry time frame zones are 15 minutes demand zones. So total we got 9 stocks. Out of these 9 15 minutes demand zones, there could be some high probability trade setup supported 15 minutes demand zones might be available. We need to filter them based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies you learned in lesson 27. So the first strategy is LTF and ITF demand zone confluence and then ITF EMA confluence. So in the demand zone confluence, I am enabling LTF and ITF. That is 15 minutes and 75 minutes demand zone confluence. And then in the EMA confluence, the 75 minutes demand zone should have daily EMA confluence because 75 minutes trend is uptrend. Let's filter. We got 4 stocks. So these 4 15 minutes demand zones might be having more high probability to get success. Provide lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Otherwise, higher chances of zone violation. Okay, next second strategy is LTF, ITF, HTF demand zone confluence and then HTF EMA confluence. I am removing ITF EMA filter. First we will set 3 demand zone confluence filters LTF, ITF, HTF. The first one 15 minutes and 75 minutes. Next 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily demand zone confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, we got 3 stocks. But one more filter we forgot to add. Let me add the filter EMA confluence on daily time frame. That is daily demand zone should have daily EMA and trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be uptrend because it is bullish trade setup. So all the 3 stocks having uptrend are filtered. So these daily demand zones you should plan trades only if lesson 20 checklist items are satisfied. Okay, next reports are bearish trade setup for daily income trade. Entry time frame zones are 15 minutes supply zone. Here bullish or bearish at 15 minutes I am selecting bearish. Zone achievement violated opposing zone, minimum odd and enhanced score 12 and 15 minute supply zone should not be pierced. So in the pierced count at 15 minutes time frame I am selecting minimum value 0, maximum value 0. With these filters we got 5 stocks. And these 5 stocks are supporting bearish trade setup for daily income trade and entry time frame zones are 15 minute supply zones. Out of these 5 15 minute supply zones, there could be some high probability trade setup 15 minute supply zones might be available. We need to filter them based on different zone confluence and EMA confluence strategies that you learned in lesson 27. Couple of strategies we learned. First strategy LTF, ITF supply zone confluence and then ITF supply zone with ITF EMA confluence. So I am setting supply zone LTF and ITF, that is 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone confluence is enabled, and then in the EMA confluence at daily time frame 15-minute supply zone with daily EMA filter is enabled. Sorry, not this one. As per the first strategy, (75 minutes) time frame, because 15 is overlapped with 75 minutes supply zone. So 75 minutes supply zone with daily EMA Confluence we are enabling. So we don't have any stocks as per this strategy. So the next strategy is LTF, ITF, HTF supply zone Confluence and HTF EMA. So I am removing ITF EMA. In the supply zone Confluence, 3 filters I am setting. 15 minutes and 75 minutes supply zone Confluence, 15 minutes and daily, 75 minutes and daily supply zone Confluence. By enabling all the 3 filters, and EMA Confluence also I am setting at daily time frame. HTF is daily. So daily supply zone with daily EMA, and the trend on the daily should not be sideways. It should be downtrend, because it is bearish trade setup. Let's filter. No stocks. That means we don't have any high probability trade setup. 15-minute supply zones from our reports. So this is all the 3 income trade reports. Next I will generate finding the stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames, starting with the yearly. Price closed inside yearly demand zone. We got 4 stocks. Next, price closed inside the yearly supply zone, no stocks. Next time frame is half yearly, and price closed inside half yearly demand zone, we got 6 stocks. Next, price closed inside the half yearly supply zone, we got 2 stocks. Next time frame is quarterly. Stocks near quarterly demand zone, no stocks. Stocks near quarterly supply zone, 1 stock we got. Next, price closed inside the quarterly demand zone, we got 21 stocks. We can further filter this list based on quarterly demand zone having quarterly EMA Confluence. At the same time, trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. We got 12 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the quarterly supply zone. We got 14 stocks. We can further filter this list based on quarterly supply zone having quarterly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the quarterly should not be sideways. So we got 4 stocks. Next time frame is monthly. Stocks near monthly demand zone, we got 3 stocks. Next, stocks near to the monthly supply zone, we got 3 stocks. Next, price closed inside the monthly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 26 stocks. We can further filter this list based on monthly demand zone having monthly EMA Confluence, and also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. We got 11 stocks. Okay, next, price closed inside the monthly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, 28 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on monthly supply zone having monthly EMA Confluence. And also trend on the monthly should not be sideways. So we got 8 stocks. Okay, next time frame is weekly. Stocks near to the weekly demand zone, we got 7 stocks. Next, stocks near to the weekly supply zone, we got 8 stocks. Next, price closed inside the weekly demand zone. First 17 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 35 stocks are filtered. We can further filter based on weekly demand zone having weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down. So first 16 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 19 stocks are filtered. Okay, next, price closed inside the weekly supply zone. First 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down. Total 60 stocks are filtered. We can further filter this list based on weekly supply zone having weekly EMA confluence. And also trend on the weekly should not be sideways. It can be up or down trend. So the filtered list, first 15 stocks in the list. Scrolling the list down, total 19 stocks are filtered. Next time frame daily already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 125 minutes. Stocks near to the 125 minutes demand zone, we got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 125 minutes supply zone, we got 9 stocks. Next time frame 75 minutes already generated in the beginning of the report. So the next time frame is 25 minutes. Stocks near 25 minutes demand zone, we got 11 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 25 minute supply zone, we got 5 stocks. Next time frame is 15 minutes. Stocks near to the 15 minutes demand zone, we got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 15 minute supply zone, we got 4 stocks. Next time frame is 5 minutes. Stocks near to the 5 minutes demand zone, we got 9 stocks. Next, stocks near to the 5 minute supply zone, we got 7 stocks. So this is about stocks near demand and supply zones for different time frames. And final report, I am generating stop buffers based on daily ATR. So first 17 in this list are indices, remaining all are equity stocks. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. Whichever the stock you want to refer, pause the video, study, and then you can proceed further. Okay, I am scrolling the list down. This is the end of the report. Hope this information will be useful to you for your further study and analysis. Let us all meet again in our next video. Thank you.